Brian here with DIY Outdoor Life. Today we're going to talk about how to sanitize and deodorize the water reservoir on our camper. Now, if any of you have had a chance to see inside one of these tanks, you probably would never drink from one again. They get absolutely disgusting. Now, cleaning these tanks has to be a part of your regular maintenance. So it's very easy to do and almost costs nothing at all. So I'm going to show you how to do it, when to do it, and give you a couple tips to maintain the sanitization of our water reservoir. So let's check it out. Now, one of the joys of owning a tiny camper is the maintenance is easier across the board. But this process is going to be the same whether you have a tiny trailer like me or a larger, more elaborate trailer. We're going to treat the tank and we're going to flush the water systems on the camper. For me, it's a single sink in the galley space. If you have a hot water tank, a shower, or an additional faucet inside, you're just going to repeat the same steps. I'm going to do this twice a year. And a tip I can offer you is block your maintenance out. So I do it in the spring and fall, and I do it when I winterize the trailer, and I do it when I open the water system back up. So that's just twice a year. In the fall, I winterize the trailer after I sanitize the tank. And in the spring, I open the water system back up and lead off the season with a good, thorough sanitizing. Now, one of the keys to know here is how much bleach to use to do this job. I'm going with plain old simple bleach, not concentrated, no dyes, no perfumes, and I'm going to use a half cup of bleach for every 16 gallons of water. So a full cup of bleach would do 32 gallons of water. My Bushwhacker has a 24-gallon freshwater tank, so I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup of plain old simple bleach. Now, to do this process, you're going to need an offset funnel. I'll include a link in the description. They're very cheap, and you can use this for a lot when you own a teardrop camper. I sawed the end off so that it fits in my reservoir easier, and whether I'm pouring water into here in the campsite or I'm sanitizing or winterizing, this is the tool I'm going to use for the job. I'm going to apply 3/4 of a cup of bleach into the camper's reservoir. Now I'm going to use the hose to fill the reservoir up completely. Now that the water reservoir is filled on the trailer, I'm going to run my faucet for about 30 seconds to a minute. This is going to bring the chlorinated water through the water pump and also run it through the fixtures. If you have multiple types of fixtures, like the spray nozzle that comes on this trailer, I run it for about 30 seconds to a minute on each of these separate faucets. So like I said, at this point in time, if you have more fixtures, a shower, a toilet, an extra sink or something, you're going to run each one of them, the hot and the cold water. If you have those choices, do them all for about 30 seconds to a minute. The rest here is a waiting game. We're going to wait from 2 to about 10 hours. I let mine sit overnight. Now, these recommendations are based on the science of people that test this sort of thing. A lot of us have this idea that more is better. If you put too much bleach in the system, it's going to be hard to clean out, and you're just going to degrade things like your tank or fixtures or fittings on your water system. Use the right amount, a half a cup for 16 gallons of water. The timing is also important. At the 2-hour mark, you have like 99.9% disinfectant going on in your system. The 8 to 10 hour mark is where you hit 100%. So leaving it overnight is best, but if you're in a hurry, know that you're the majority of the way there in about 2 hours. These are important things to know. So once I've waited overnight, it's time to do one more flush of all of our water systems. Again, for me, it's just 30 seconds on the galley sink. Now I'm gonna use the low point drain to drain this treated water out. Now, this is supposed to be a safe substance to drain out, this diluted bleach. It's no different than splash and pool water. But if you have the opportunity to do a little bit better job here, please make an effort to do it. I stick a little hose on the low point drain and I actually put it through the clean out on the septic system of my house. I have a rural house and we have that sort of septic system. You could put this in buckets and pour it down the toilet. It's no different than doing a load of laundry. But just make sure you're not pouring this directly into a stream or a pond or something like that, because whether they say it's safe or not, it's probably a better idea to make an effort here. Okay folks, that's all it takes. Doing that twice a year is gonna keep your tank sanitized. Now, if you wanna maintain this, or you're worried about the water that you're entering into the tank, some of us fill up from streams with pumps or even ponds. The maintenance tip is that one drop of bleach per gallon of water will disinfect the water that you're putting into your camper. So for 24 gallons, that's like a half teaspoon. It's not very much, but anytime you want to ensure that you're maintaining the cleanliness of the tank, that half teaspoon is going to treat those 24 gallons of water that you're putting in there. And it's going to keep your water very clean between the major sanitizations that you're going to do in the year. So I hope this tip helps. Send me feedback, leave comments, and do me a favor, hit that bell notification. I just looked at the analytics the other day and not many people are hitting that bell. When you click the bell, it notifies you when we put out a video so you can see the cool things that we're doing to maintain the camper or go out on new and exciting trips. So I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I will see you next time. Thank you.